This is a follow-up to part one, how I manifested a six-figure sales day. And I'm going to link to that video in the description below in case you want to watch that one before you watch this. So yes, I followed all of the steps in the three-step process that I taught you in part one. And yes, as a result, I had a six-figure sales day where I did £125,000 in sales from a live event. But of course, the truth is that there was a bit more to it than just manifesting, and that's what I'm sharing today. 5 reasons why it wasn't quite as easy as just manifesting. Did the manifestation process really make a difference? And I'm also going to share a surprising twist to the tale at the end. I'm Watkin of Selling from the Heart, and I teach heart-centered business owners how to enroll more clients and grow their business without resorting to manipulative sales and marketing techniques. So 5 reasons why there was more to my six-figure sales day than just manifesting. Number 1, at the time that I came across that process and made the decision to do it, I already had a live event coming up within about 4 weeks, with 81 people who had been given a free ticket to attend as a bonus for buying my Get More Clients Saying Yes course. As it happened, 89 people attended that particular event. So when I came across the manifestation process, and because the person I learned it from had also done it from a live event, it felt clear to me that was the day that I was going to do it. Number 2, the majority of people who attended that day had, as I said, just completed my Get More Clients Saying Yes course. So they trusted me, they trusted my teaching, they knew that what I taught would help them to get results in their business. I wasn't selling to a cold audience. Number 3, in order to get that 81 people into my course in the first place, I had to do a lot of things. I had to do a lot of marketing. I developed partnerships, I grew my mailing list, I did lots of joint venture webinars. I worked hard that year. I really went all in on my business, and I didn't have a lot of time for anything outside of my business that year. It was a big year for me. So that six-figure sales day, it didn't come from nothing. It took a whole year to make it happen. And I didn't do my next six-figure sales day until the same event a whole year later. Now, number 4, I know how to sell. At that point in time, I had an approximately 20-year sales career behind me. Now, I was still new to selling from the front of the room at live events like that, but I understood the sales process, and I had a well-structured workshop where the whole day was designed to both give my participants an amazing experience, but also to support the offer when I made it. I had a compelling offer that I was able to clearly communicate, and I had a very clear sales process for after I made the offer that was designed to get people to make a financial commitment on the day itself. Number 5. Now, this is an important one because I didn't technically make all of those sales on the day itself. The program was application only, and I followed up with sales conversations. The actual money from that day came in over the 7 to 10 days following the event. However, I did go home that day with 27 application forms from people who had each paid a £500 application fee. So at that moment that I'd been visualizing, where I turned the key in the lock and I walked back into my apartment at the end of the day, I knew with absolute certainty that I was carrying in my hand the equivalent of the 6 figures in revenue that I had been working towards. So, did the manifestation process make a difference? Well, I'm certain that it did. I know that tapping into the belief, the feelings of excitement, the positive energy, the positive vibration, I know that made a difference. Firstly, being in such a positive energy and vibration meant that I felt much less stressed in the lead up to the event. I was better able to focus and concentrate on what I needed to do. I was more resourceful. I was more energized. So inevitably, because of all of that, I did a better job, not only of delivering the day, but also of making the offer when the time came. And number two, of course, my guests at the event also felt it on the day. I was excited, I was upbeat, I had a very positive energy, and they could feel that too. There was a feeling in the room of expansion, of optimism, rather than fear and worry and contraction. And I have got no doubt at all that that would have helped increase the desire to join my mentoring program. Did I actually call in that 6 figures through the manifestation? Honestly, I actually don't know. The question is, could I have done a 6-figure sales day on its own with just the manifestation process without all the upfront work that I had done in that previous year? I'm going to say absolutely no way. Could I have done the 6-figure sales day without the manifestation and with only the work? I'm not able to split test myself, so who knows? Now, the twist to the tale is that I did it again the following year. I followed the exact same process that I described in part 1. I had another 6-figure sales day. And guess what? After that, I decided that this process of manifesting was just too much effort. And I didn't really want to run my business that way. I didn't want to have to hype myself up into a positive energy vibration every single day before I started work. It felt, after doing this for 2 years in a row, it felt like hard work. And I felt I just want to be me, doing my thing as best that I can, and for people to buy anyway. And that, my friends, is what I have done ever since. Now, I'm not able to give a comparison, interestingly, of how much difference it made, because I also stopped running that particular 12-month program after the second time I ran it. And I transitioned it from a high-ticket group mentoring program into a low-cost monthly membership called Business from the Heart, which is still at the core of my business today. In that membership, I teach the exact same stuff and I take the members through the same process as I did in the high-ticket program. I just work with many more clients now at a much lower price point, which makes it more accessible for more people. But despite what I've just told you, I still use my trusty green pen for all of my launches. I actually have a special book. It's also green, and I record all of my sales in it in all of my launches. And I do the exact same thing. I write the heading in there and I create a space. I number the lines and I create a space for every new member that's coming in. And then each time a new member joins, I write it in that space next to their name. And I do tap into that positive energy every morning when I'm launching. But the difference is I don't take a lot of time over it. I don't sit and meditate and really tune in and manifest deeply. It's just very much more, I get myself into this positive feeling. I start to feel excited about all the new members I'm about to enroll. I write my numbers in my book and I get on with my day. So if you would actually like to find out more about my membership, there is a link to a workshop below called Create a Business You Can Fall in Love With and Stay in Love With. And that will be in a link in the description below. And for me, this is at the core of everything I teach. How can we create a business that we can fall in love with and stay in love with for the long term? It's very much around not building our business based on what other people tell us that we should do. You can see there's 2 examples there just in this story. I used to run a high-ticket investment group mentoring program over a 12-month period. I ran it for a few years and after that it didn't feel right for me. I felt limited and I felt that I wasn't doing what I was really here on the planet to do by working with only about 20 people a year. And I transitioned into a much lower cost monthly membership. And also, process of the manifesting. Yes, it worked. I'm really glad I did it. It was a great fun thing to do. But when I decided it was actually more effort and more hard work than I really wanted to do, I stopped doing it. And I found a similar way of manifesting, a similar way of getting into the positive energy that didn't require as much energy and focus as it was taking. So I hope you have found that useful. And just to sort of recap, yes, I followed this process. Yes, I manifested a six-figure sales day. But I also had spent the year leading up to it doing marketing, doing partnerships, doing joint venture webinars. I ran a big launch to sell my course. I really worked on my sales process. I worked on mastering the structure of that workshop in order to lead to and support the offer when I made it. I worked on my offer and the delivery of that offer to make it as compelling and as desirable as possible. I worked on communicating it in such a way that I was able to convey the value of it to those people. Otherwise, without the marketing and without the effective sales process, all the manifesting in the world wasn't going to bring me a six-figure sales day. And I think that really is the lesson at the end of the story today. Thank you. Lots of love. Bye-bye.